Back at Gray Minor Stadium, getting a good look at head coach Keith Shoemate in his 6th season at the helm of the Norfolk State Spartans. And Shoemate is the first coach in MEAC history, the conference that Norfolk State played in for baseball up until the end of last year, to take 2 teams to the NCAA tournament, win the conference with both NC-A&T and with Norfolk State. He beat Norfolk State in 2005 and then took the Spartans to the tournament in 2021. It's been a long career for Shoemate, a SoCon graduate of Western Carolina University. Some good playing days back in the late 80s for the skipper as Ty Swaim takes ball 1. And Swaim rips one down the left field line, and that will go foul. So kind of an interesting note about Shoemate before we put this one to bed is when he took over the NC-A&T program in the late 90s, the program was not in good shape. They went 4-45 in his first season there, and it took him a little bit to get going as the fastball gets there. And there's an article in the student newspaper in 2003 from the NC-A&T Register. Is 6 years into the program. That was not too kind of his performance so far with NC-A&T as we wait on the 1-2 pitch from Yarborough. And from the windup, here it is. It spins outside, and it said in the article, quite honestly, Shoemate's chances of taking this baseball program to respectability is about as good of a chance as Mike Krzyzewski taking a coaching job at Carolina. Shoemate's days as head coach of this team are numbered. And then 2 seasons later, he leads NC-A&T to their 2nd ever conference championship and to the NCAA tournament. As Swaim ropes one into right field, a nasty hop on Rodriguez. And a big hit for Ty Swaim. It'll be hit number 2 of the afternoon.
Well, that's baseball for you. Both Keith Shoemate both, and whether or not Ty takes an extra base on just a little ground ball to right field. Unpredictable with a capital U.
So after a few rough seasons for Shoemate at NC-A&T, wins the conference championship, then leaves on his own accord in 2011, and now back with Norfolk State here in his 6th year. And Morris unloads on one.
Get up.
Deep left center field, and goodbye. It hits off the scoreboard. Wow. Zach Morris homers in consecutive days. It's his 5th homer of the season, and that is a tape measure shot for the redshirt junior.
He really got that one to carry, and home runs that are that long and that far, they just make a certain sound off the bat, and you could hear it anywhere in the stadium, and he just really spun around on that beautifully. There is no way that that's staying in the ballpark when you hit it at that angle.
That nice new scoreboard out there getting rocked with a homer by Zach Morris, who we saw homer to the other gap yesterday in the 1st inning. So showing that gap-to-gap power. And it's good to see Zach get back on track after slumping for a little bit over the past week or so. Back in that 2-hole and lighting it up for the Keydets.
He wants to make his senior year his banner year for sure.
Mm-hmm. And just like Stark, this will be Stark and Morris's both last year at VMI. They're academic seniors, so they will graduate in May. But they've got that extra year of eligibility due to the coronavirus. And the 2-0 pitch to Stark. He did not go on a curveball that skips up there. Some action in the bullpen. Looks like Matt Stanley's getting loose for the Spartans. As Stark waits on a 3-0 pitch. Here it is. And it misses.
Yeah, pitch number 91 for Yarborough here. And this has been quite the outing for him as he's entering inning number 4. You know, I think this is just an outing where we're really trying to test his endurance and try to get his pitch count about as high as you can get it. going back into conference play. He is a guy a lot like Will Riley, who Sam Roberts uses the phrase stuff to do essentially whatever you want with. You can turn him into a reliever. You can turn him into a starter. You can turn him into whatever you need him to be. And versatility is the name of the game in NCAA baseball for both righties and lefties of any age.
The pick back to first. Stark has ran crazy on the bases today. VMI still on that 10 stolen base mark. In case you're just joining us, the single game record for stolen bases set back in 1995 is 12. The Keydets came within one of that on February 18th. And they've got 10 through the first 2 innings, did not steal a base in the third. And it's hard to steal a base when you're hitting the ball over the fence, too, like Zach Morris just did. But now Stark on first base after the walk.
Well, the more things you can do to score runs, the more effective your offense is, not to state the obvious.
And Stark will get down to second. They're not even holding him on at first. And now 1 more for the tie, 2 more for the program record.
Yeah, great jump. Pretty textbook, honestly. That's another throw that came in short from Dominic Joseph, the catcher behind the plate for Norfolk State.
And Morgan slaps one through the left side, a base hit. Stark will round the bag. He's coming home. The throw to the plate is cut off. And Morgan will advance to second as the ball trickles around. It is 8-1 VMI. Trey Morgan delivers again.
Yeah, all kinds of defensive miscues for the Norfolk State Spartans. Not to take that away from Trey Morgan, hitting them where no one absolutely is. And Stark got a great jump off of second base. No way he's not scoring. He didn't even really need to slide there, especially because Tommy Woods, the third baseman, had a little bit of trouble with that throw in. That was why Morgan was able to take second, too.
And now Morgan's trying to take third, and he's going to do it. So VMI has now tied the single game record for stolen bases with 12, and we're only in the bottom of the fourth. Furman went on a 34-7 run to end the first half. Moments ago, talking to head coach Bob Ritchie, he said that VMI slowed down Furman's pace in the first 10 minutes of the game by giving them a lot of open three-point shots. He said what changed was that Furman started playing with a lot more pace. They got 15 fast break points in the first half. They started attacking the basket more and just instead of settling for three-point attempts. Now back to you, Wade. Welcome back to Cameron Hall. I'm Jack Hunter. I got the chance to catch up with Dan Earl and Jake Stevens at Chattanooga Shoot-Around this morning, and they are both very grateful for the opportunities that VMI gave them. For Earl, it was his first head coaching opportunity and the time to figure out how to become a head coach. And for Stevens, he said his cadetship was a crazy experience, but a necessary one to become the player that and the guy that he is today, which is one of college basketball's best talents when he's out on the floor. Now back to you, Wade.
All right, thank you, Jack.
Coach, you're in a tight, low-scoring game going into the break. What have you seen from your guys in the first half?
We're doing a great job defensively. We're giving ourselves a chance. We're just pressing on offense. Shots that guys normally make right now, we're just pressing. We want it so bad, so we got to relax a little bit at halftime.
Yeah, they have 18 points off your 9 first-half turnovers. What do you need to do to clean that up going into the second half?
Yeah, it's been a point of emphasis. It's a problem for us right now. Our guys got to relax. We got to relax on offense.
All right, thank you, Coach. Back to you, Wade.
All right, Jack.
From Holcamp Gym, the Dutchessois Athletic and Recreation Center, 2 longtime rivals for the 140th career time dating back to 1911, and we're underway. The Roanoke College Maroons and the black away jerseys have first possession going from left to right. Uedosimwan drives, right hand off the glass.
Yeah, too easy there for the Maroons. Wide open right wing. Easy lane for him to drive into.
Uedosimwan, a third-team All-ODAC selection last year. Put up double figures in all 4 of his seasons at Roanoke College.
General's going to have to reverse the ball quickly here.
Eusebio from the right wing. The rim's off, Roanoke out and running. Rohan will slow things down. Morgan tries his luck. It hits off the back iron right to Rohan. And the Maroons have their first offensive rebound of the night. Yui Dosamwan driving baseline, cut off by Manigault. Now circling to Green. Green off one leg, pure.
And regardless, if you're the Generals, those are the shots you're going to give up. One-footed step-out looks not something that's going to be made too often.
Manigault finding Lewis. Thinks about the three. He's been good from there this year, shooting it at a 50% clip. DeCibio gets inside off the glass, too strong. Popped high in the air before Morgan brings it down.
Not going to get too many looks inside the paint. Going to have to finish those.
And DeCibio able to get back to knock it through the baseline out of bounds. So a quick 4-0 Roanoke lead. Two teams that are going to play fast. Kind of a common thing in the conference.
And you'll notice on the inbound there, the Generals happy to get up to the corner, trying to set that trap.
Now Morgan finds Draper, working one-on-one in the short corner. He fires and nails it right over Jack Lewis for two. 6-0 Roanoke lead to begin this ball game. Generals right back up the floor, wearing the white jerseys with the blue numbers. DeCibio back to D'Entremont, top of the key. Generals trying to get into rhythm offensively as Manigault tries to get downhill, and it's blocked by Rohan.
Going to be tough to drive when you always have that help defense down below in that Roanoke defense.
The Generals are going to have to make their three-pointers tonight. Roanoke, a team that's very solid two-point defense, as Draper almost gets a friendly bounce, but it trickles off the iron. Roanoke getting back on defense as Wise trying to get it to D'Entremont, and he gets it to him up high at the top of the key. 12 on the shot clock for Jack Lewis. He has a step, a tough take with his right hand, but he's fouled by Uwe Dosamwan.
That was a good job by the Generals, able to reverse the ball, just keeping the defense all the way on the left side of the court. Jack Lewis with a strong right hand to draw the foul.
And three guys sit at the scorer's table as Jack Lewis from the free throw stripe this season, as he cans the first, now 18 for 19, 95% or about from the free throw line. And that's been a team-wide trend this year. The Generals were one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the conference last year, in the low 60s, and they've already increased that this year by over 10%.
And you talk about the shooting of Jack Lewis. You mentioned earlier, 50% from three. While it is still early in the season, 13 of 26. It's a good amount of attempted threes to be shooting 50% from.
Justin Kuthin checks in, a 6'6" junior from Denver. If Yodak had a Sixth Man of the Year award, I think he'd be probably receiving a unanimous selection. And Drew Harrell checks in for the Generals as well. But Kuthin is first in the conference in field goal percentage, a blazing 79.2% clip, as a foul on the floor as Colin Ryan fresh into the game against Kuthin.
VMI went a combined 20-45 in Stevens' first two seasons before reaching the conference semifinals last season. Stevens says the team has one goal, and that's winning their first conference championship and earning their first NCAA tournament berth since 1977.
We told ourselves in the summer that this is what we were working for. You know, we weren't necessarily too worried about November, December. We're playing for March and on.
The Cadets trekked down to Birmingham but suffered a heartbreaking overtime loss last night to the Sanford Bulldogs by a final score of 100-99. But a bright spot in that game was Jake Stevens, who poured in a career-high 39 points, including hitting 7 out of his 8 three-pointers in just his first game after being named SoCon Player of the Week for the 4th time this season. The Cadets will look to bounce back tomorrow as they head to Chattanooga to face the conference's top-ranked team. Reporting outside of Cameron Hall, I'm Jack Hunter with the Rockbridge Report.